There, we bring you the news behind the news. Hana FM News. If it's new, then it's news.
Good afternoon, welcome to the news at Honor 103.5 FM. I am Temitope Dada. On the national news this afternoon, Senate President Akpabio defends passage of tax reform bills. On the African news, Democratic Republic of Congo bans reporting on ex-President Kabila. On the foreign scene, President Putin vows revenge for Ukraine drone attack. In business, Nigeria moves closer to $1 trillion digital economy goal. In entertainment, Nas Boy survives auto crash while pursuing Davido collaboration. And finally, on the sport news, Moses Simon hints at Nante's exit after landmark season. Welcome once again to the news. I am Temitope Dada. Now the news in detail. Senate President Godswill Akpabio has explained why the National Assembly approved President Tinubu's tax reform bills despite facing regional and political resistance. Akpabio stated that the bills were passed in the interest of the country, following extensive negotiations, stakeholder engagement, and transparent deliberations. The approved legislation includes the Joint Revenue Board Bill, Nigeria Revenue Service Bill, Nigeria Tax Administration Bill, and the Nigerian Tax Bill. These bills are part of President Tinubu's fiscal reform agenda under the Renewed Hope initiative. Akpabio commended his colleagues in the National Assembly for their support, as well as state governors who initially opposed the bills but eventually embraced the revised proposals. The bills are now set to be transmitted to the President for assent, marking a critical step forward in President Tinubu's economic reforms. Likewise, in the news this afternoon, the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps has deployed over 28,000 operatives nationwide to ensure a peaceful and secure Eid-el-Kabir celebration. According to the Commandant General, Dr. Ahmed Audi, the deployment is part of the Corps' efforts to protect critical national assets, infrastructure, lives and property. Operatives from specialized units including the Intelligence Directorate, Special Female Squad and Counter-Terrorism Unit have been mobilized to strategic locations across the country. Dr. Audi emphasized the importance of credible intelligence gathering and community engagement in supporting successful security operations. The NSCDC is urging the public to support their efforts and report any suspicious activities. Private security operators are also encouraged to share intelligence and strengthen information networks, especially during emergencies. With this large-scale development, the NSCDC aims to forestall any threats posed by criminals and ensure a safe and secure celebration. On the African news coming from the Democratic Republic of Congo, the Democratic Republic of Congo has banned the media from reporting on the activities of former President Joseph Kabila and interviewing members of his party. This comes after Kabila returned to the country last month amid heightened tensions between himself and the government. The authorities are pushing to prosecute Kabila amid accusations of treason and alleged links to the M23 rebels. The ban announced by the head of DR Congo's media regulator, Christian, could result in suspension for media outlets that breach it. However, an M23 spokesperson said media outlets in areas under the group's control would not abide by the ban. Kabila's party has also rejected the ban, describing it as illegal. Kabila has been highly critical of the government since his immunity was lifted over his alleged support of the M23 group. The former president launched a scathing attack on the government last month, describing it as a dictatorship. And on the foreign scene this afternoon, coming from Russia, U.S. President Donald Trump has warned that Russian President Putin will seek revenge for Ukraine's recent drone attack on Russian air bases. This comes after a phone call between the two leaders, where Putin stated that he will have to respond to the attack. The conversation marked the first since Ukraine launched a surprise attack using smuggled drones to strike Russian air bases on June 1. The attack, dubbed Operation Spiderweb, targeted nuclear-capable long-range bombers and caused an estimated $7 billion in damage. Ukraine's President Zelensky oversaw the operation, which was planned over 18 months. In response, Putin launched major drone assaults on various parts of Ukraine, resulting in casualties and damages. And also coming from the United States, U.S. President Donald Trump has signed a new proclamation banning citizens from 12 countries from entering the United States, citing national security concerns. The full travel ban affects nationals from Afghanistan, Myanmar, Chad, Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. The restriction will take effect on June 9, 2025. In addition to the full bans, the proclamation imposes partial restrictions on citizens of Burundi, Cuba, Sierra Leone, Togo, and Venezuela. There are some exceptions, including athletes traveling for major sporting events, some Afghan nationals, and dual nationals with citizenship in unaffected countries. The White House stated that countries facing the harshest restrictions were deemed to have a large-scale presence of terrorists, poor cooperation on visa-related security measures, and inadequate systems for verifying travelers' identities. Trump emphasized that the measure aims to prevent individuals considered potential security risks from entering the United States. And moving on to the business report this afternoon, the Federal Ministry of Communication, Innovation and Digital Economy has unveiled the Digital Innovation Park in Abeokuta, Ogun State. The park, commissioned by President Tinubu through Governor Dapo Abiodun, is equipped with state-of-the-art facilities, including computer laboratories, smart networking systems, collaborative workspaces, and multi-purpose halls. This initiative is part of the federal government's efforts to drive Nigeria's digital economy towards achieving a $1 trillion economy. According to the Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Dr. Tunji Bosun, the Digital Innovation Park will serve as a platform for cultivating digital innovators and entrepreneurs in Nigeria. The MAC will also provide hands-on practice laboratories for training and skills development. Additionally, it will be replicated in Kano, Borno, and Enugu states. The project is a vital part of President Tinubu's Renewed Hope agenda, which prioritizes digital information, youth empowerment, and inclusive economic growth. The minister described the park as a catalyst for community transformation and a launchpad for innovation. On the entertainment scene this afternoon, Nas Boy, a Nigerian skit maker and musician, narrowly escaped serious injury in a car accident on Tuesday. The accident occurred while he was on a road trip across Nigeria's 36 states, aiming to capture Davido's attention for a potential collaboration on his upcoming song. Nas Boy's vehicle collided with a packed trailer, although the exact location of the accident was not disclosed. The incident sparked widespread concern among Nas Boy's fans and supporters who took to social media to express their relief and sympathy. Shortly after the crash, Nas Boy went live on social media to reassure his followers that he was safe and recovering. In the live video, he appeared calm. Nas Boy's road trip was part of an unconventional campaign to secure a feature from Davido, which has sparked reactions from fans and fellow celebrities nationwide. And finally, finally, on the sport news this afternoon, Super Eagles winger Moses Simon has sparked speculation about his future at FC Nantes after posting an emotional message on social media hinting at a potential departure from the club he has served for 5 years. Simon reflected on his special season, highlighting the 201 appearances for the club and expressing gratitude to FC Nantes. His remarks come amid transfer speculation linking him with a move from Nantes in the summer transfer window. Simon's impressive performance in the recently concluded season has been a standout, despite Nantes finishing 13th in League One and narrowly avoiding relegation. He featured in 32 league matches, contributing 8 goals and 10 assists, and ended the campaign as the league's most prolific dribbler with 65 successful take-ons. And that'll be all for now on the World News at noon on Honor 103.5 FM. Before we go, here is a recap of the main stories. On the national news this afternoon, we informed you that the Senate President Akpabio has defended passage of tax reform bills. On the African news, Democratic Republic of Congo has banned reporting on ex-President Kabila. On the foreign scene, President Putin has vowed revenge for Ukraine drone attack. In business, Nigeria is moving closer to the $1 trillion digital economy goal. In entertainment, Nasboy has survived an auto crash while pursuing Davido collaboration. And finally, on the sport news, Moses Simon has hinted at Nati's exit after landmark season. For Eyewitness Report news mentions and news commercials, contact the Honor FM newsroom at 0915-103-5555 or 0704-800-1035. You can also check out our website at www.honorfm1035.net for more information. The news was compiled and edited by Adida Molasaka. I am Temitope Dada. Thanks for listening.
And that was the news on Honor 1.